there's a reason why I like positions, and I say that because what I mean is a lot of investors will just sort of nibble at positions they like and then potentially sort of add more and add more and add more. But for me, I think that's distracting. And the reason being is if you're having to watch over 20, 30, 40, 50 companies because you all like them, well, A, you're distracted, meaning that you can't go into the annual reports, you can't go into the earnings calls and go as in depth as you could otherwise. You won't know everything about management, what drives the decision making, what actually are they doing that Wall Street isn't spotting. And that also means you're probably going to miss the boat when you end up being wrong and actually the business isn't as good as you thought it was and actually is going through some difficulty, whereas had you been following that business closely at a high level, you could have prevented a large amount of losses by spotting that early and exiting early when you're not happy with the performance or when you notice that the business actually isn't as great as you thought. And even if you don't make massive losses, it could just mean that you end up with mediocre returns. For me, I've always noticed I do best when I'm concentrated, and more specifically when I understand the business at a really high level and I follow through with a concentrated position with what I'm comfortable with, and I am sure that the business is of great quality. And what I mean by that is the ability to keep its moat and continue compounding into the far foreseeable future, meaning 5, 10, 15, 20 years or so. That's generally worked for me. So that's sort of the reasoning behind it. In essence, when I get distracted, it's very hard to do that. And I end up not being able to invest at an as high of a level as I ideally could. I may as well just be index investing at that point. Saves me a lot of time, saves me a lot on fees, and saves me a lot in terms of stress because I know at least I'd be matching the market pretty much every year, regardless of what I did. Thank you for listening.